Good morning, everybody. It's Jackie with Paper Cuts. I got some new equipment and I am hopefully going to be able to show you today how to make a hardcover mini album slash junk journal. So we will probably do this in 3 parts. It's Saturday morning, and because my craft room is in my garage, I have to do it kind of early. So hopefully this will be very informative for you, and let's get started. Because I am a new channel, I would like you to click the subscribe button down below and make sure that you start following. As soon as I hit my first 100 people, I want to do a gift giveaway. So the sooner I get there, the sooner the freebie goes out. So first, what you're going to need is, I use the double-sided, it's called Sukwang tape, but it's called score tape. And I usually use the 1/2 inch or the 1/8 inch. I pre-cut my chipboard to 5 by 6, and so you need 2 pieces of chipboard 5 by 6. You'll need a 1.5 inch spine. That will give you enough room to put picture pages in, as well as junk journal pages in. This is a special order for one of my employees' daughters for her birthday. So I see a little chipboard piece that's bothering me. Sorry about that. So 1.5 inch by 6 inch. And then I just take my 8.5 by 11 craft paper, and that is sufficient for this size of album. And I'll show you how it's going to lay out, and it will give us enough of a border on the sides to be able to fold it over and seal the edges. Well, maybe not. Usually it fits. Maybe I did it an inch bigger. I think I did. So let's get 2 craft pages. So there's number 2. So what I will do is just overlap them 1/4 inch using my score tape. I find that score tape for mini albums is the best adhesive. Sometimes I use a little bit of glue with it, but I like it because you can tear it with your fingers. And then I use an X-Acto knife just to pull off the backing, because half the time I can't get it with my fingernails. So I just slip it off. And then I'm just going to overlap these 2. And this overlap piece will be going down the center of the spine, since I'm going to cover the whole book anyway with with pattern paper. It will not show. So the first part is, I always put my spine down first, and I am kind of generous with the spine because that's where the brunt of your book is going to take the pressure, opening and closing and all of that. So I'll put at least 3 to 4, depending on how wide the spine is, pieces of score tape. And then I take my bone folder and just press it down. Press it down really good so it's really adhered to the chipboard. And then my X-Acto knife will peel off these backs. Don't worry if you get a little bit past the end, because when we fold over the craft paper, it will just seal the edge a little bit better. So I'm not very particular about it being perfectly even. I'm gonna move my paper up just a little bit. So there's 3 with it off, and I just place it smack dab in the center of my page. Press it down really good. And then I'll take the side. Now when you butt these together, you're not going to put them totally up against each other. You're going to leave like a 1/16 of an inch. That way when you fold it, it will have some bend and be able to close flatly. So we're going to do the same thing. Put as many as you feel necessary. I usually do them like 3/4 of an inch apart. And on a piece this size, I like to go sideways because it's a little faster. You'll probably do 5 or 6. And again, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I always make sure though, I am putting score tape on each edge here and here. That way my craft paper doesn't lift. Again, burnish. And then peel off. This part of a mini album to me is so very easy. And I have made hundreds of them. I teach classes on Saturday usually, once or twice a month depending, but during this COVID thing, I haven't had any classes. But it's time, I think, to start because everybody's getting kind of stir crazy staying at home. Especially all my fellow crafters. They see I left that 1/16 of an inch here. That way it can bend, and then I'm just burnishing this down, and then we'll do the other side as well. I'm going to go ahead and do that and then restart the video. Okay, so I'm back, and now you can see both pieces are on, the spine is on, and I went ahead and trimmed my craft paper down just so that I would have like an inch border, a little less than what was there. I used the extra to make the base for my tags when I'm making a book. So the next thing I do is just fold it up on itself so that I kind of get a little crease here. And I'll do that on all 4 sides. Once I've got all 4 sides done, I use the cardboard as the creaser. Then I will miter my corners. Oh, sorry if I wiggled the table. I need to be a little bit softer, I think. So mitering your corners is just basically taking out the bulk. And so I go at an angle and make sure I get to the corner, and then I go at an angle again out. So if you're not sure the first couple of times, you can take this piece and move it over here and do the same thing. I've done it so many times I am able to do it without fussing. But at first it's kind of confusing. So don't, you know, if you do it wrong, you can always go back and do it again. But taking this corner out helps when you're folding over your craft paper to be able to get nice square corners. So now you're going to put score tape on this edge and then the edge of your chipboard. That way when we fold it over, it's a nice tight fold and nothing comes apart. When I make my books, I make them for life. At least I hope they're for life. And I do the long sides first and then I do the short sides. And you'll go all the way across, including the spine, because you want that craft paper fully covering your edges. That way you have no raw edges. So again, burnish. Always remember to burnish. I can take these scissors out of my way. And then peel off both sides. I have a big giant trash can to the right with a swing top, and then just fold it over nice and tight. Burnish it down. And then I go ahead at this point and just square off my edge. And then it's nice and crisp. Then we're going to do the same with this side. Squaring off the edges so it's nice and crisp. And now we're going to do the short side. Burnishing. I love that word, burnish. I don't know where it came from, but very interesting. That's my Maribel, and because we're in the garage, anybody and everything that she sees underneath the door, she barks at. Maribel is a Chihuahua Min Pin. Here we go. I'm going to stop the video until I can get her calm. Okay, I'm back. So now our chipboard is totally covered. I'm just going to score in between my chipboard over the craft paper, so that when we go to bend this, we have a little crease. And I just kind of go back and forth, back and forth. And then I slowly bend it because I want that craft paper to kind of go into the edge without cutting. And then I just turn it over, pull it towards me, and now it's nice and creased. Now, when we go to cover this, we are going to reinforce those edges with some tie back. And then I go over my edges, making sure it's nice and crisp. And there we have it. We have now our cover for our mini album / journal. Next episode, we'll go ahead and cover it, and then we'll put our envelopes inside for our pictures. And so stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for stopping by today, and I really appreciate it again if you'd hit the subscribe button And I hope you all have a blessed day.